talk to you guys about Beyond the Villa. Give people some time to get in here. I don't know who's coming. I don't know if you guys even want to see Beyond the Villa, but yeah, we got to talk about it. It's kind of windy out here. I don't know if I'll be able to do what I'm doing. Darn it. Put this up. Let me see if we can put this up. That's not a great picture. Huh. I don't really have any pictures of the people. I did not take a great picture. Let me see. Can I hurry up and grab it? Just a second. Still here? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Piper. Hey, Mellows. Did you guys watch Beyond the Villa? Elevated Awakenings. So I was on Grand Rising in 2025. And then I was like, let me step my game up. So this year in 2026, I think I already told y'all, is Elevated Awakenings. Yeah, I'm from Oakland. You know we be doing too much. For shizzle, my nizzle. You didn't watch it. Okay, good. I watched it so you don't have to. If you didn't feel like giving the others your attention. And I decided that I was going to do it live on TikTok like I did for Love Island. So for the people who don't want to watch it, they only get my view. They don't get all of our views, right? And I literally was trying to watch it on an alternative type platform besides Peacock. And I couldn't find one. Like it's not in Daily Motion. And that's where I was able to watch Beyond the Villa. But I think that's more UK stuff. If anybody knows of an app where I can watch Beyond the Villa, kind of like either in real time that night or the next day, where they won't get my view. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because my view is my only power in this whole thing. That's my only power. I can either watch or not watch. But if I watch, then you get rewarded. But I'm so nosy that I want to watch, but I don't want to reward you necessarily for the reheated nacho soup that I just watched. Like the whole first episode and second episode felt like reheated nacho soup. I can't even show the clips over here because I actually showed the clip of the show in my review of it over on TikTok. If you go over there, catch me. Because I did like 2 10-minute clips of like we watch it and we talk together. And I posted it over there of the scenes specifically, a couple of them that I felt were like kind of reheated nachos. I'm like, that sounds vaguely familiar. That whole scenario sounds oddly familiar. So, okay. And then, you know, like I've been saying for these last months, since the copycats have been copying since the VMAs, I've been saying that they've been working on a replacement theory to post up and prop up Iris and TJ, the NPCPR couple. NPCPR, that's a lot of alphabets for the people in the back. I hope you're keeping up. NPCPR couple is TJ and who's it's? Iris, okay? Um, and this whole thing is kind of like centering around them, like they're fucking Leah and Miguel, like they're Serena and Cordell, okay? Like they're somebody that didn't lose. Peen hop, she jumped on multiple laps, but she says in the show, Iris, I'm all over the place. Yeah, it has me a little stirred. Plus, I'm out here working out. I had my cup of coffee earlier. You guys gonna have to bear with me. You gonna have to bear with me or not. I can't make you do shit, just like I can't make these people on freaking Beyond the Villa not reheat nachos like we didn't already live through this shit, okay? And you are not the winning couple to Iris and TJ. You did not find your way back to each other on the show. So that means I technically don't even have to care about you. And why they're making it up like you guys, like, oh my God, you from the moment you saw each other in the villa, you knew it was each other. You guys were literal NPCs on my screen. I don't even remember a conversation that you really had or an interaction other than Iris going after 404 trying to act like Olandria was a bad person for doing the game the way the game is supposed to be done. Anyway, you could tell I'm very biased on top of all of this. I'm very biased based off of my life, based off of my experiences in my life, based off of knowing bitches like this in my life. I can spot a bitch a mile away. Especially one of them bitches that'll be like, "Oh, I just sucked his dick for you guys to get stronger. I just did that for you guys to be together." One of them Amanda bitches from over in Summer House. I went to school with those hoes in Santa Monica at Samo High. Go Samo! Go Samo! Yeah. Over at Samo High, them bitches was quick to freaking gobble a peen in behalf of your friendship or to show to make sure that he really likes you. That was the kind of shit I had to live through in high school, y'all. So I know a Becky Sue Karen when I see a Becky Sue Karen's ass. But not all Becky Sue Karens end up being Becky Sue Karens. So I'm biased until you prove me otherwise, right? So anyway, Iris, they're trying to make her like she's the queen bee and she's the Nene of the show. They're trying to make Iris the Nene of the show. Iris and TJ. Yeah. The NPC PR couple as the Nene of the show. And she could never, even with her spray tans, she could never. Her hair isn't 613 blonde. I'm sorry, I'm on one, you guys. I'm on one, not on one. So what else happened? And so the episode starts, like I said, they're propping up Iris and TJ. But you know what? You guys, hashtag free Pepe. Okay? Hashtag free Pepe. Because Karen, spray tan Karen, is trying to because she thinks she Barbie. She not. She thinks she Barbie. Olandria's Barbie. She Karen. She spray tan Karen. Wait, where are you? No, this is Iris right here. She spray tan Karen. Okay. And they are freaking, for some reason, spray tan Karen is running all over the place on this first episode, making false police reports against Pepe Garcia. Okay? And it's not lost on me that it's a Garcia getting treated like this by a Karen. And I think she's Magdalene Karen on top of it. Because from what I hear, her boo is Magdalene too. And hey, that's your business. That's your business. If you want your tax write-off, get your tax write-off. Even if it comes with a heap and scoop of racism, go ahead and get that shit. Who am I to get in the way of your tax write-off? Do you, boo? But what I'm saying is that this Karen right here is making false police reports all over LA about Pepe Garcia on TV, besmirching his good name, fucking with his mental health, getting all the other Becky Sue's in on her side of the story first. I told you guys I went to school with bitches like this in 1987. So you know those was proper Heathers I had to fucking deal with. Proper mean girl Heathers I had to fucking deal with, okay? So she trying to get all the other Becky Sue Karens to on her side to pregame any type of empathy or humanization of Pepe's side of the story. Okay? So like we were like 3 minutes in the episode and she is like almost crying about Pepe and he did some very vague, ambiguous, not a specific fucking detail. All she does is word vomit, kind of like I'm doing right now, but hers doesn't make as much sense. She kind of just like word vomits. Oh, he's so wrong. He's not the person he was. Just like all this vague, ambiguous. She didn't say, oh, he popped me in my lip. Oh, he called me out my name. Oh, I caught him in bed peeing in another woman, even though I told everybody at the reunion I didn't want to be his girlfriend because I already had TJ, Magdalene and TJ, and his Magdalene and mama, from what I understand, who likes to go on TikTok TJ's mama and Iris's mama love going on TikTok lives, you guys. Check the footage. You guys could do a search right now on TikTok and put Iris TJ mama live. And you will get a bevy of clips of them being in people's chats doing stuff that I'm like, moms need to, the geriatric section needs to be over where my ass is, just over there. Don't like take your ass on freaking lives and try to get people on your kid's side. Miss Felicia don't play that. Baltimore baddies not outside doing that shit. Why are your moms doing that? And then the other part was in the freaking episode, they had TJ's whole mom around. And I watched a couple of episodes of Beyond the Villa 1, but because I was trying to get to know the season 6 people without watching season 6, because I don't backwatch. And I don't backwash and I don't backwatch. Like I like watching stuff in real time. Like if it happened in the last 3 week, then we watch it. But if it happened over there, over there, over there, I don't have time to go back in my life and go rewatch some shit, especially a reality live series. Like that reality already happened. It's history now. It's not reality, it's history. Anyway, so he had his live going on mom on the show, and they're all chopping it up, and their family saying, they listen to what I'm saying. Their family saying, TJ, his mom, and his 2 brothers' family saying is, scratch your ass with a broken bottle in a Macy's window. And they just cackle, cackle, cackle at that. Now, I heard a kiss my ass and climb a tree. But scratch your ass with a broken bottle sounds vaguely like what did Ariana tell Rachel to fuck herself with a cheese grater? Remember that? Like that's like really harsh shit to be a jokey joke. Anyway, that's just to like give you something to like that's their vibe, right? Like, oh ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Scratch your ass with a broken bottle in the Macy's window. Ha 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 ha. It's just weird to me, but every family has different sayings. I'm not saying nothing about nothing. Okay, except for what I'm saying about nothing. Okay? So, the first episode, let's see. Wait. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Hey, Milo. Oh, I got my hoodie and sweats on, Dad. We're riding the bike in live and everything. Okay, you guys, look, I'm getting at some of these comments. Thanks for coming through. Hello, good morning. Yes, hey y'all. No, no, hell no. Thank you for your services, Curves. You're very welcome. I wasn't watching this shit show and retelling of events. Exactly, like they're colonizing shit, reframing history with alternative facts. And I mean, just because you say a lie loud and enough still doesn't make the fucking shit a truth. Okay? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Come in gentrifying the fucking truth. No, ma'am, this used to be Harlem. Anyway, hi, Shade, how's it going? Yes, what's good, Piper, Mellows? I only care about Hannah, Jerem Bear, Pepe, but not enough to watch. Okay, Mellows, let's start and stop there. Okay. So, you know how we were just live at Club Curves on Friday when Jer Bear was hosting Nick Van's um live. Oh, I'm sorry, my finger's over the speaker. I'm sorry, you guys. Was hosting Nick Van's on his DJ set at Agua de Coachella. Remember? And remember, I showed you how it posted that Nick was gonna be DJing at Agua de Coachella at 3:30 and a tune in, and they had put the link on their Instagram, like click here to see that shit. Like they were hosting it. Like it's on Agua de Cafir's page that it's Agua de Coachella for Frico Nico to come through, right? So then we clicked the link on live So then we click the link on live and go through Jeremiah's Twitch, as it turns out. So he's hosting. So now I'm like, oh, well, maybe he's just hosting a Twitch for Agua de Coachella, because he was literally staying in the house that event. Like there were several of them staying in the house. Him and Hannah and Andriana and all of them. Okay. So at first I was kind of giving Jer Bear a hard time because he was like doing that thing that I noticed that not us do at parties. Like we go to parties, we want to dance, we cut up. And if we're talking, we don't mind yelling like this over the music. If you really want to hear me, we can go outside, but it's not like turn down the music so we can talk kind of party vibe, is what I'm fucking saying. Okay? Like, who does that at a party? There's a talking section over there where it's quiet, but I'm not turning shit down if there's bass involved. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of giving Jared Bear a hard time for walking around asking everybody 3 questions in the middle of boom, 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 and Freako Nico on the 1s and 2s. He like going and getting personal on Johnny on the spot interviews, which I had to back up off of because it was also his first time live on his Twitch since January. So to him, it was his live. And Agua de Coachella didn't tell us that it was his live. So I realized that I was being very parasocial and I was like, so I had to like kind of back up off that and just let Jer Bear do his thing, because then he started getting overwhelmed. He's like, I'm gonna end the live. I'm gonna end the live. You guys are being weird. You guys, I'm gonna get back to Nick. You guys are being weird. He was only supposed to be on a half hour. He's gonna be on for an hour and a half. I'm gonna end live. I'm just gonna end the live. I'm tired. It was like it was a lot. He was overwhelmed, you guys. I was like, everybody calm down on Jer Bear. Overwhelming my Jer Bear. Leave Jer Bear alone. It's not his fault Agua de Coachella didn't say hosted by Jeremiah on that shit. So you could be prepared as a viewer for a crash out by a person who keeps getting told what the fuck to do on their live, which is a valid reason to crash out too, because that's how I crash out all the time. If you guys have been the pleasure of being at any of my lives, when somebody come on my live, my channel, and try to tell me what to do with my 3 cents on my POV with my time, bitch, really, bitch? You guys know I got merch that says really, bitch. You can get your t-shirt, a mug, a water bottle, a hat, trucker hat, tote bag, die cut sticker. Really, bitch? Really? So I was like, get off Jer Bear's back, right? And then the people in the comments, they're like, oh, a friend to all is a friend to none. And I had to get on him. I was like, Jesus is a friend to all and a friend to everybody still. Okay, so I don't know where the saying came from that money's the root of all evil and a friend to all is a friend to none. Because technically, until a person does you dirty, you personally, until they dirty your draws, are you really supposed to like judge that person based off of what some other bitter ass said? Are you really supposed to do that? Is that really you dealing in free will? Or does your pseudo loyalty have you caught up judging this person based off of this person's experience when this person is a Karen Becky Sue? A Karen Becky Sue runs around telling everybody that Pepe is basically dangerous. He's basically dangerous, you guys. He did something that she's not going to say specifically, but that she's going to keep talking about that he did. But we don't know what it is, but she's going to keep on talking about it. And then little Becky Sue Spit here, we're going to call her the spitter. Oh, okay, I'll make it cool. She's the spitter. Okay, let's put an A. You know how we like put A's on the end of shit to make it cool. She the spitter. She's a Karen Sue spitter. Okay. So she spit in her hand for old boy, gets voted off the island, and for some reason is Iris's best friend as soon as they leave. Like they just can't live without each other. And now these 2 Becky Sues are running all around Los Angeles besmirching Pepe Garcia. I said hashtag free Pepe, you guys, because both these ladies jumped him. Now he has free will too over his, eggplant, peens, whatever you want to call him, over his member. That's a word we can use. So he has free reign over his member. I get it. But also these bitches jumped him. We saw Hannah back it up on him and in her hand. Her and the Hawk 2 girl got things in common. They both need shirts. We need a spitter shirt immediately. They had Hawk 2 costumes at Spirit Halloween store last year. Okay? It just said Hawk 2. Did you guys see them? They didn't even have a necklace that looked drippy or nothing. It just said Hawk 2. Like, where's the creativity? I don't know. Not there. But anyway, so Spitta and Karen Becky Sue, who both jumped old boy to stay on the game. Well, she did it because she hot box. She hot. She hot. She hot. And I'm not even shaming her or nothing. I'm not shaming her or nothing. But what my eyeballs saw was him not have to do much for her to hawk to in her hand. And now she's also joining in on the bandwagon that he's not what we thought. And he's a liar. And we all know he's not honest. But nobody's saying what it is that he did. Okay? So then come to find out what they're talking about, you guys. You guys, what they're talking about that he did, it's finally revealed that they got some information from somebody on the interwebs. They didn't produce no stills, no text threads, no pictures, no nothing like that. They're just saying that somebody on the interweb contacted her and was saying stuff about Pepe and he's playing you. And yeah, and then that was one of the reasons. And then another reason was because remember the infamous night when they finally got out of the villa last July and Pepe and Iris, who fooled all you guys and got to the final, who fooled all of you guys. Technically, Shalay should have been there and not Pepe and Iris. And I'm not even a Shalay's fan at this point. You know, the pillow sitter and confused. I'm not even freaking full on fan. I want him to thrive and everything, but I'm not like going to rush in. You see, I'm not doing edits about them or nothing. Just because I'm just like, the black on black crime, you guys, the black on black crime. So I was feeling like for these two to now be all against Pepe, and then as soon as Amaya sits down, they get Amaya's ditzy ass intuitively gather Amaya into the chaos because the birds are spinning. They're like tweet 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 all in her head already. So they're just like adding shit for her to add to her confusion. I think she a little confused too, you guys, because she ends up telling us in one of her 355 reasons of why her and Brian broke up was because first, wasn't it that he cheated on her? And then it was that the communication wasn't great and that he slept with her and then broke up with her the next day. And then it was that he was supposed to go meet her father. And instead of meet her father, he said he was sick and then got seen out at a club the next day. And like, so it's like, spin the wheel and pick a reason. You know what I'm saying? So what it basically is motherfucking lies. Lies detected. If there's 3 stories involved from one person, because usually 3 stories is you, him, and the truth. Amaya like, no, I'm representing all of it. She got 3 different reasons already prepared for her, Brian, and the truth. But all of it's still a lie. And the same thing with Iris being like, oh, that infamous night when she went down and scurried down and went outside and gave TJ a hug fresh off the island from losing with Pepe. Losing with Pepe, fresh off the island, get to the place, runs downstairs, She just had to check in with Pepe, remember? Just to say hi, right? Okay. So then they front Karen Becky Sue and hashtag free Pepe Garcia front long enough for the reunion for them to sit next to each other and him say, I was going to ask you to be my girlfriend. And her being like, oh, something about, didn't she say, she said something adverse about that. But she was already in deep communication with old boy. So we liked Hannah on the show, spitting in her hand and they're all. I was for Hannah. I was like, oh, she's so sweet. Jer Bear took up form just this weekend. And Pepe, hashtag free Pepe. But these two, Hannah and Jer Bear, in these episodes really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Those two. So why did Hannah jump in on it? And then while these three are sitting there, Jer Bear is sitting there not saying nothing. They're tearing Pepe to shreds. Now, for Jer Bear to be the one that gets along with everybody, to finally have a side, and it's seeming to be anti-Pepe because he doesn't like really get involved in stuff. But as the season goes on, from what they're saying, Jer Bear is going to add on the pylon on Pepe. And I'm like, that's kind of off brand, Jer Bear. Lover of all. I mean, if you still fucking with 3D, who got you kicked off the island because you were going to win, even with the hood rats and the hood crashes and the Honda Civics and the crash outs of 2025, even he could have won. He could have won. He could have won. And he could still be friends with him. But what did Pepe do to your ass that you just sat by and let him talk all that shit and then are being sideways towards Pepe? I was very disappointed in Jer Bear. But not everybody has to be all the way all the time. I get it, Larger. Shut the fuck up. You're not judging nobody. Who judging you, everybody? Shut the fuck up then. Okay. Look. So I said all that to say that Mello said you only care about Hannah, Jer Bear, and Pepe, but not enough to watch. But these two are disappointing me in just in the first two episodes. And then how is Hannah gonna be gangster all of a sudden? And something happened to Hannah. I don't know. Her tongue is swollen or something. She has like kind of like she talks like this. It's kind of like you know to push the chemistry high to Iris. I was like, what's been going in your mouth? I don't know. Anyway, so but she ends up doing the dirty work for prim and proper, almost so it's so freaking plotted. You can feel their text conversation saying, okay, you go do it because I need to stay chaste and pure. So I need you to go after Pepe and do some stuff because if I do it, then he might tell everybody that I was the one that cheated, even though we're trying to keep it that he's the one that cheated because the internet PIs told us, remember? Remember? But no, bitch, we saw you go downstairs and hug up with TJ. We saw that. We haven't seen nothing that Pepe did. We haven't seen nothing that Pepe did. And Pepe, to this day, has said that he innocent of all charges, you guys. He's innocent of all charges, so he innocent of all charges. And I don't know who the freaking lap jumper and Hawk 2 girl are to be on national television, a global fucking show, doing this guy like that. And I'm very pro woman. I'm like, believe the women until they fucking lie. And I've detect lies, false police reports, embellishment of the facts, alternative facts. And then this one be following it up with pure white lady tears. So then you know when they pull out the white lady tears, it's just like the icing on their proverbial lie ass cake. Okay. So what else happened? Amaya. Her and her 38 reasons as to why freaking her and Pepe did I mean her and Brian didn't work out. Now Brian said that they were fighting, they weren't getting along. He said this on the show. And that they had actually had a really big fight the night before he was supposed to go meet Papa Papaya. And yeah, so he ended it. He just went to her and he's like, neither one of us is happy. Peace. And they had only known each other for what, 4 weeks, fronting to get $50,000. And she's lucky that he liked her enough. I have always said this. If Brian was such a player, you guys, why didn't he keep all the money? Why didn't he keep all the money? If Brian was playing Amaya, then why didn't he keep all the money to himself? He split that money with this girl because I think he did want to get to know her at one point, or is at least nice enough to split the bank with somebody who mounts you in a moo. I mean, that's worth 50 G's. Okay. That's worth 50 G's. Yeah, the post you found on Reddit today, the copy and paste couple. I mean, if colonization had legs, okay, they are not Nicolandria. They are not the winners. They are boring. It was like every time they open their mouth, it literally like arms stick out with paintbrushes and it's like watching paint dry. I'm just like, just the even tone, the intonations, the freaking the rhythm. It's just all so freaking sorry, bug. I didn't mean to kill you, but you came right for my eye, dude. Sorry. I love nature. Oh boy, so they really trying to be the oh my god, the whole thing is around them Shade. Shade. If you were to burn your eyeballs to watch this shit, you might be as annoyed as I was with them just trying to frame it. It's the frame for me. It's the frame for me. Acting like just like she like anyway, I don't know. Oh, I'm glad that you're out of the closet, Maryland. Yeah, your mama, Scott. Your mama. How about that? Your mama, Scott. I'm so happy Nicolandria did not go on this. Oh my gosh. Love Pepe. Justice for Pepe. You saw the ET interview. Ridiculous. All got together and had a party on motherfucking ET as Nick. I mean, as TJ. Look, I said Nick and Iris because he'd be fronting like he'd Nick all the time. And she wants him to be Nick too. Anyway, between the NPC PR couple. All day, Piper free him. Iris was the one who jumped in his bed 36 hours after TJ left. And that's what I'm talking about. For them to like glorify that and act like that's not exactly what the fuck happened. But now you're the central couple. The peen hopper is the central solid couple who we all need to get behind and worship. Oh my God, it's so great. No, bitch. If you liked him so much the first time, then you wouldn't have jumped peen. You would have jumped ship and took the dinghy back to the place. Talking, oh, and she says in the episode, she's like, oh, if I was so upset when TJ left. If he would have asked me to leave, I would have went with him, but he told me to stay. And so I jumped on another peen. And then when I got off the island after we didn't win, I decided that he was the peen for me, is basically what she said. But she was the one, Mellows. We remember. The North motherfucking remembers. I heard Hannah is going in on Pepe. Oh my God, she did. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the nerve of her to go in on Pepe like that. She was like calling him a pussy and she spit in her hand and said on the show that she found herself a man. Like the best man and the best friend, remember? And now she's calling him bald loser, yelling across the club. That's why you're a bald loser. Okay, Hawkta, but you had it several times, Hawkta. She was going in, but the North remembers. Did they have smoke for Brian? Not a lot of smoke at all. Not a lot of smoke. And even Jeremiah's like, oh, I really hope for them to one day be friends. but he didn't have that same kind of like energy for Pepe's situation. Yeah, smack our heads together, girl. There is nothing interesting about Tyrus. Yeah, Tyrus, because we's tired. That's a good name for they tired asses, Tyrus. Because we's tired. Okay? Iris' mom is low-key a racist. I heard that, and that's what is revealed in some of those lives that she be on, okay? Because her mom be in the lives too. Right? Yep. Pepe was too ethnic for her. And didn't her mom allude to something like that while she was on the show? Like she was like, "Oh yeah, Pepe's not it. I like TJ better." That was code for he not white enough. Where the blue in his eyes? Where the blonde in his hair? You know what I'm saying? Even though, from what I understand, like Spaniards, if he's Spanish, I think he's Spanish, like Spain Spanish. When they released the cast for this season of Beyond the Villa, I knew it was going to be trash. Yeah, they're really trying. And lots of reheated nachos. So, okay, more reheated nacho stuff. I was on that tip too. Reheated nachos. Okay, so remember Ace? We call him the pillow sitter because when he sits on pillows, he's as high as the people next to him. He's as tall as the people next to him. Now I'm gonna get off his height. I'll get off his height because they be saying short dudes be having like forearms and stuff. So, um, but anyway, uh, so remember Ace was going around saying that his problem with Nick was that Nick didn't show up to be the friend that he needed him to be, or something loose like that. And because Nick said that the people who won the show, the people that you viewers voted to won, should have won because that's the way the game is, that he wasn't a real friend. Remember some bullshit like that? And so, color me not surprised when the copycat who wants to be Nick takes half of that story and applies it to himself, but as Ace. Follow me. So he has a problem with Pepe for standing behind Taylor, who Pepe knew longer on the island. So he wasn't the kind of friend that I thought he was. It wasn't so much that the lies that Karen Becky Sue is filling his head with about allegedly Pepe told her that Iris said that he got a BJ from somebody and something else happened or something like that. And that's those clips you see about him being like, when they finally do talk, he's like, "Why you lying on my name, bro?" So this one is like, yeah, he just wasn't the kind of friend that I needed him to be. I was like, we already heard this from Ace. Go on with that shit. You have your whole own scrotum sack, sir. Why are you concerned with where his scrotum sack stands? Nobody knew you like that, bruv. He knew Taylor from jump. Okay? So that means longer. And then here you come and he's supposed to go stand behind you. He can stand where he want with his long tattooed legs. You know what I'm saying? You were already going to go home and there wasn't enough legs left to stand behind you, bruv, for it to even make a difference. Why is he your problem? You were going home. So that's one reheated nacho. And then, where's the other reheated nacho? Clark's not even in this picture. No, there she is, Clark. Remember at the reunion? Remember when, go ahead and like this video. We got 4 likes and 21 people. I've been talking for a minute. Go ahead and like the video. Just tap the freaking screen. Just tap the screen. Just to go ahead and tap the little heart thing. I think you just double tap right there. But remember at the reunion when Coco came out and was trying to say something to Olandria, and Olandria was like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking with it." Remember you went on that podcast and he was like all talking out the side of your neck, and yeah, I'm not really fucking with it. You could keep your little I'm sorry, whatever, because I'm not fucking with it. And Clark was there for that interaction, right? And I don't know if we didn't get to see that Clark had issues with somebody or something, but we didn't know until these episodes that Clark isn't fucking with Coco because of the same podcast, you guys. You guys. I'm not making this up. She literally gets on this show and has a one-on-one with Coco and is telling Coco that you could have came to me instead of go on that podcast and say that we weren't good friends or something. It was another friend thing, but it was like the same podcast. So that's Reheated Olandria Nachos. We already covered that 8 months ago, boo. Nobody cares. And if you still holding on to that 8 months later, then you got issues, girl. I know you a Capricorn and we usually let shit go. We don't forget. The North remembers. But, you know, really, Clark? But what Olandria did was great. To this day, that's a great meme. I wasn't fucking with it. And then the meme with Nick's face with his little smirk smiling, like, yeah, babe, you got her. Like, that was a good one. That was so good. So that was another reheated nacho. Um, there was more reheated nachos, but I can't remember them all right now. But it was just like little touchstones of stuff. Oh, and then TJ copied Ace's ass with a proposal on the beach, and he got Jer Bear and Amaya to go put the balloons in the box. But of course, they did it wrong, so the balloons didn't pop up. And Iris was looking at him like, "You got me a box of balloons? I still like you because my mom likes you a lot." TJ is a grifter. I heard he used to be in charge of a fraternity. I'd rather watch Survivor 50 with some of the same folks I've seen 4 times. LOL. Karen HOA, what's good? As a pillar of my gated community, I am thrilled to announce I am now the head of the HOA. First thing first, cut down those bushes. You funny, Karen. You can stay. I like it. Pussyfoot Production said, sometimes I also lie to myself to make myself feel better. I do too. I'm like, the cheeseburger won't hurt, bitch. Eat it, but it hurts. Okay. So I'm not like, so all of this commentary is satire fun. I'm just talking side of my neck. You know, like I've always said and continue to say within of my light key, high key shade. I want all of these people thriving. There's more than enough to go around in this universe. There is a niche for all of us and all of them. And it takes a lot of courage to go on anybody's show and show your ass. Hey, so for that, I give all of these people respect, but I don't have to respect all of their actions, you know? I just kind of want to protect Jer Bear. He's so sweet, right, Mellows? Yes. If there's not going to be any kings, there's not going to be any queens either. You're crashing out over simple stuff. Sure thing, Karen. As soon as my garbage can is right in the middle of my lawn, right? Exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, we love Jer Bear. We do. We love Jer Bear. I love Jer Bear. I love Jer Bear. So hopefully whatever this is will resolve itself because I really don't see Jer Bear like really like finally picking a side. If he finally picks a side and is anti Pepe over what these Becky Sue Karens are putting in their false police report, I will finally have a side eye for Jer Bear. At this point, I don't. I love Amaya. I have a soft spot for her. I want her to distance herself from Love Island and focus on herself. I get it, Piper. Shade is like, Irish doing that is putting Pepe in danger. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and they need to be concerned with Pepe's mental health because they are high key bullying, triangulating, targeting, henpecking that fool. Okay. Hannah was quick with the panties. Quick. She was quick with the panty juice. She was like, it's given high school drama. Heathers all day, okay? Piper says, I agree, Miss Shade. I'm not going to watch this mess, but I do need that Brandon Blackwood collaboration with Olandria. Yes, we need that purse. And I hope the price point on it isn't crazy. Does anybody know how much his shit usually costs? I think his metallic bag is running about $280. Did you see his metallic bag? Let me see. He had a metallic bag I wanted to show you guys. So this is the bag we're talking about, of course. Is coming soon. Side quest. We're on a Van Carthen side quest. So it's the purse. But I went to Brandon Blackwood's site and he has a metallic purse collection. See, and they're about $280. So that's not bad. I'll buy Olandria's purse for $380. That would be cute. And then if she put, yeah. But I liked this purple metallic one. I thought that was cool. Like I like the cars that are like that too, like every color cars. And since it's metal, I really liked that one. But you guys put it in the comments. Do you like the gold, platinum, silver, or the purple? I mean, I really like them all. And the Olandria kind of looks like this same look, it's almost the same, except for the corners are rounded. It's leather. Is it smaller? Is it even tinier? I don't know. But 280, 290, 210. Those are good prices. Yeah. Okay, for the program. Um, you're gonna let all your pink girlies get in line and you'll wait for the next wave of persons. Exactly, right? Um, you want that person black or gray. Oh yeah. They caught Iris, TMZ caught Iris and TJ. Yeah, she needs to be mad at them, right? And then she's all, oh, he went on Trisha's show and spoke on me. He said what his experience was, that he saw his girl downstairs on TMZ with her ex. Is that talking about you or talking about what his eyeballs saw? Justice for Pepe. He seems likable. Brian did. Colonizer couple. It won't work. Nicolandria is not a formula. They are just genuinely nice people, right, Mellows? They're bigger than the program. Exactly, Shade. If it was Alandria doing all that, they would have her neck for real, okay? Yes, Hannah Banana, cussing the people out. Like gangster, leaning sideways on Taylor, calling Pepe a pussy and a bald loser. Like it was just, it's cold outside. Not all of them. Exactly, Miss Shade. If Alandria or her family said half the shit TJ Mama's family said on the internet would be on fire. Exactly. They were sitting at that table. So in the scene with TJ and his mama, they were sitting at that table, all dogpiling on Pepe. Okay? More dog piles on Pepe. I was like, this bitch would have so much animosity about the dog piles on TJ for reason that we've seen. Like he just moved hella funny and copies our fave and then practically does white man tears talking about, oh, don't be mad at me because we get DTs. Lies. All of it is lies. Prove it to us. Show us the text of you getting a DT, bruv. Show us the proof that Pepe cheated, bruv. No, it's just lies. Karen and Ken lies. Just a second. You love Miss Felicia. Yeah, we're back. See if it picked back up. Sorry about that. Tiny bags are in. I'm okay with someone being a friend to known, a friend to none. Just don't be an enemy. Yeah, just don't be an enemy. It's okay. That's nice. You heard a range from 200 to 400. That's a nice range. Like I said, even if it was 380, it wouldn't be like crazy, crazy. A friend to all is a friend to none. Destiny said it again. Exactly. You have no ill will towards none of the people, but you don't have to support them. Free Pepe! Forever Nicolandria, the Van Carthens. Yes! Facts 100. Coconut is a beauty. Oh my God. But a nut. So call her Coconut. She is so gorgeous. Oh my God. She's gorgeous. Like, I wish she would have played her cards right. Because unfortunately, that one little kerfuffle, or maybe it wasn't her end game. Maybe she doesn't want to be famous for being gorgeous. Maybe she wants to do hair for the rest of her life and just happens to go on these shows. I'm not sure what's up with Coco, but she is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And she seems like a really nice girl. Like she fucked up on that podcast talking like jaw jacking with those ladies who had her very comfortable. That's another PSA, you guys. Don't get too comfortable on these freaking podcasts and stuff. They'll freaking get you clipped. I already know too well. Uh, can't stand TJ and Iris clout chasing asses. Exactly, Destiny. Coco is so pretty. But yeah, a little ick on the vibes. Like when she was out with Chris, I liked their lives. I was peeping their lives. I had actually, did I repost them or just watch them? But they had been kicking it. And I was like, ooh, I love your vibe. But I also thought he liked, what's that other girl's name? KK? You know, the other girl that was on Love Island Games with him? Because post Love Island Games, he was kicking it with Coco and KK. And I didn't really know that him and Coco were going to be trying to date on the show. And I wasn't picking up that vibe. I was picking up a major vibe from Chris and that KK girl. And even one time in the live with him and Coco, because they would go live while they were just out eating as friends. And I was like, oh, one time I said, yeah, Chris and KK need their vibe. They need to check that out. And she looked at him and she said, oh, he needs to check out KK, huh? And now in retrospect, I'm like, oh, because they were like kind of kindling something, or at least checking their connections, their connectors on BTV, which TikTok has lovingly called Beyond the Villains. Because you don't get no redemption arc. No, they all need to win. They all need to win. We love Nick, a real one. Yes, Coconut is such bad vibes. But I keep saying, I liked her when she's with Chris. And I even liked the way she stood up to Clark. Now, back to the Clark and her story. Now, Clark did invoke the same podcast that was already mentioned by our girl Olandria, thus the reason she not fucking with Coco. And then Clark invokes it. And Coco's reasoning for saying that, she just found out that she wasn't as good a friend as she thought. She's like, I just found that out, you know? She said, because we were finishing each other's sentences at the villa. And then I see they run the clip back of when it came time to pick Olandria or me. And you wouldn't even vote. You were like, come back to me. Like, I didn't even, she's like, my girl, Grayson was like, oh yeah, I got to go with my girl Coco because they came in together, you know? And didn't Clark come in with them too? Yeah. So Clark came in with them too because Clark was a bombshell, right? Yeah. So Clark, Grayson, and Coco all came in on the same time. So for Coco to be up for elimination and the girl she came in with have to pause about who are you voting for, come back to me, and then never ultimately vote from what we saw. We didn't see shit. Right? And she sees this played back to her after she gets off the thing, goes to a podcast and is like, yeah, that was kind of weird to me because we were finishing each other's sentences, but she couldn't even have my back when it came time for elimination. Obviously, we're not the kind of friends I thought we were, which was very self-aware, Coco. Very self-aware to finally recognize the day that a bitch ain't for you. And that behind closed doors, she not mentioning your name at all, good or bad. But you did need her to pick a side at that moment. And, I mean, it wouldn't have hurt nothing because Olandria was stand. Your 2 little votes, Grayson and Clark's little votes to am I back? I don't know, it keeps my bars keep going to nowhere. I'm in the backyard riding the bike. You wanna see? To nowhere. I'm in the backyard riding the bike. You wanna see? Oh, that's Milo laying in the sunshine. Let me take that off real quick. I love it. Doesn't he look so peaceful? Milo! Mommy loves it, Milo. Mommy loves her good dog in the sunshine. Yeah. Milo's so good. He's so good. Oh my goodness. We love Milo. Milo, mommy loves it. Yeah, don't get up for me. We're just enjoying you sunbathing. Isn't that the best? Now he's ruined it. Like I can't go lay in my own backyard because it's full of shit and pee. And even after you pick up the shit, it's still pee laden. You know what I mean? So at least somebody gets to enjoy the lawn. Now, let's see. That was a little intermission. Did Coco say something about Clark? Yeah, she said that Clark obviously wasn't like she thought Clark was a better friend, basically. So then when her and Clark have the sit down, and that was orchestrated by Grayson, who was like, I know you guys can make it back together, and not, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, basically. Like, go talk to each other. And I think Grayson wanted Coco to apologize for having feelings about Clark not being a good friend because she didn't vote for her to stay. I would have came to the same reasonable deduction, Coco. It sounds like you a smart girl sometimes. You a smart girl because I would have came to the same deduction that that wasn't really my friend if she couldn't just say, "Oh, Coco, there's 2 fucking choices." And the answers come back to me. Ha 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 ha. Your answer was come back to me. Ha 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 ha. So why can't it be ha 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 when she go on the podcast then? After she finds out that you ha 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 her. Why can't it be that? Why not? Oh, because you're trying to have a little moment on your little show here with your little boyfriend who picked you so good and so hard that you haven't got to none of your dreams in like the last 9 months, fucking around with horse manure, HS. Mhm. Mhm. There's BS and there's HS. She's been all around this HS for 9 months, nursing her man back to health, and now he tripping about her time to go to LA. I told you it's kind of sounding like those stories you hear about the girl who puts her dreams on hold to put the man through medical school. And then when it's her turn, is really not her turn because he's not standing for shit. You saw that movie, right? Nope, Taylor picks Clark. I have no feelings for them. Sorry, not sorry. You know, and even about that, they were on a game. I just was I was like reliving the story the other day. And my issue, I decided, was that he just didn't have to be that mean about it. Like I felt like he was mean and hurtful, malicious with the way he spoke to and handled um Olandria during that entire thing. But hey, you're on on a freaking experiment love show to literally go around and pick all the noses you want. Like go pick whose nose you want. If you ultimately pick Clark, fine. But you could have just been like not leading her on for those 3 days and not have show us on camera, oh yeah, I'm still into both of you. And then show us on camera, go to Clark and be like, yeah, I told her it's over. No, fool, that's not what the fuck you just said. That is not what you just said. And there, ooh, have you ever been arguing with somebody and they say something and then you say it back to them and they're like, I never said that. Like kind of how Bozo is doing on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills right now. She never said nothing the eighth housewife shows until the eighth housewife shows it. That was a mouthful. She never says nothing the eighth housewife shows until the eighth housewife shows it. I didn't say that. Oh. And then she has to go on all the all the little interviews to try to do, uh, sorry, not sorry. Oops, I got caught. Mhm. Coconut. You love Miss Felicia because she be bringing the wisdom Alandria needs with these vipers. That's true. Yeah. And, it's just Alandria's family would never. They are not even like that. They come into chats and they're polite. They're not dragging anybody else. They don't go around making videos about other people. You know what I'm saying? None of that. He can't even step foot to Ola. Yep, he was going to podcast saying that he was going to harm Alandria. Yeah, like he went on the thing and he was like, "Yeah, I was gonna have to tear her up." Like, see all of that extra malicious ass shit. And we see you got it from your mama. Your mama seems a little mean, Taylor. I'm just saying it as a mean mom. I can be very mean. I'm one of those moms that I'm either the best mom on the block or ooh, your mom is depending on the catch me. Catch me. Okay, catch me. So the nastiness that comes off Taylor's mom with this whole thing, I'm like, ooh, she got trigger fingers, y'all. She be like trigger fingers. Okay. Yeah, the people are saying she's a colorist for sure. That's been said. And Clark looks eerily just like his mother. Eerily like his mother. It's kind of the same way that Olandria looks eerily like Nick's mother. I know you might not see it, but once I say it, you're gonna go look at the picture. They have a side by side of them two out and about because people peeped it a long time ago. There are some similarities amongst the facial features of Olandria and Baltimore Baddie herself. Yep. Now she's hanging around confused in 404 at the Tart Coachella. Yes. Okay. So, oh, you love dogs? Right on. Hey, Trisha. Thanks for coming through. Who's a good boy? Milo's a good boy. Milo's a good boy. Yeah. Getting that good vitamin D. He's our good dog. We got him with a uh, stomach full of worms and ears full of ticks, girl. They had a sign that said free puppies. And that was for which anniversary? In 2021, we took a ride down to Yosemite for our anniversary and got a cabin. And on our way there was a neon sign that said free puppies. And we were like, our dog Raja had died. And so about, it had been at least 2 years at that point. And so we had been discussing a new dog. And the free sign was still up on our way back from that weekend in the cabin. And so we flipped a U-turn, knock on the door. The house was the curtains were shredded. It was a corner house, and there was cats everywhere in the windows. Like, I would say at least, I'm not kidding you guys, it looked like 50 fucking cats on in around the property. 50 fucking cats. So I knock on the door, cats are by my legs. He opens the door, cats are by his feet, on the couch, in the windows, everywhere cats. So I bet they didn't have no rats, all them cats. But, I was like, "Yeah, we're about the free puppy." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "There's one left, but I think my dad has the key." He's like, "And he never leaves it unlocked." He's like, "But we can go check." So he walks me to this dusty backyard with more cats. And in the middle of all these cats, there's a kennel that was a good 8 feet high and maybe like, I give it a good 4 by 4. 4 feet by 4 feet. That sounds reasonable. Yeah, 4 feet by 4 feet, and that's where the dog was, and she was still swollen with her tits, and there was one little puppy in there, and they were American Pit Bull Terriers. But you see Milo, he looks like he's mixed with the, Beagle or something. And they said she kinda got jumped in the neighborhood, so they don't really know who the dad is, but there was a beagle down the street, but there's also a German Shepherd down the street, and there's also but this is the last puppy, and it happened to be the runt. And so, I was just really trying not to get ate up by the mother whose baby I'm taking, and what could have been the father, but they were sure that wasn't the father, which was a huge, big, gigantic, big-headed, black-ass, clipped-eared, no-tailed pit bull. I was like, my whole freaking ass could have fit in his mouth, and I have a big ass. That dog had a big head, you guys. Huge head. Oh my God. So, we get the dog in the car, and we're driving and driving and driving, and we're just holding the dog. I'm driving, was holding the dog, and then all of a sudden, husband was like, "Well, what's this?" About 20 minutes into the ride, "What's this?" 20 minutes had gone by, you guys. "What's this?" These little bumps. Ticks everywhere. Everywhere. Oh my God. I was like, how didn't I see this? I was the first one to touch the fucking dog and I missed all these fucking bumps. Oh, that's still gross. It was like, what's that thing called? Trypophobia, the little holes everywhere. And when it freaks people out, yeah, I got that shit from the number of fucking ticks in his ears. Oh my God, my poor dog. So then we end up pulling over at a vet on the way, and the vet was so kind, cleaned the ticks up for free, gave us some worm medicine to go. Yeah. So now he's been ours. Like this July will be year 4. Will it be year 4? 20? Yeah, be year 4, I believe. Yeah, because it was 22, not 21. So yeah, this July he'll be 4. Coconut realized how colorist Taylor and Clark are, huh? Because why is Clark having a problem with damn Coco? Really, bitch? Nick was like, nope. He looked concerned, and that's what tripped Ace up. Nick standing up for Ola. Exactly. Coco wanted 3D first. Nick was not gonna let Ola be voted off. Well, yeah, that could be part of Clark's problem too, is that she did appear to want Taylor first, and her and Taylor did sleep in a bed at least one time. So maybe there's some residual there as to like why she wouldn't have wanted Coco to be the one to stay, and that's why she couldn't answer, because she might have had some competition. I don't know, but she should know by now that Taylor was never going to pick Coco based off of the colorist allegations, right? Davonda, yes, yep, those podcasts are so messy. Clark is fake, right? Nick was not gonna let Ola be voted off. He approached that like it was the war room, and where we putting the battleships. Yeah, I need all the generals right here in the front. You privates stay over there and mind your fucking business while we talk business. Okay? He was like, now I'm gonna need you, Clark, to realize that he might blow with the wind tomorrow, and the rest of you coming with me, right? Okay, Grayson, not you, fuck you, okay? And then for Grayson, in one of the am I on mute still? No way. Am I on mute? No, I think you guys hear me now. It was on mute for a minute though. Yeah, I don't know. Like I told you, the bars went away, and on my side, my face was like, oh, I hate when I get frozen like weird. Taylor's mama is a true AKA and colors. Is AKA the same place Giselle lived? Because she is colors too. Don't they do that and stuff? And they go ski, and they were in the show with the I think it's against the law for me to do that if I'm not with them. I hope I did it wrong. I don't want to offend anybody. It's just I'm influenced by the programming on television. Yeah. If they didn't check and see that I'm out here, then nobody will know that I'm out here. Um yes, did you see how they came? They call him C3. Oh my gosh. Him and Ace made a video the other day talking, and Taylor was showing off his hair, how it's filled in a lot. It's filled in, you guys. It was very spacious. And he must be doing some like rosemary oil something because it's filled in a lot. And so him and Ace did something the other day, and he was showing him his new twist down, and he was all like this, and Ace was like, they can't call you 3D no more. And I'm like, yes, we can and will. Bottle line boys always pick women who remind them of their moms. They do. The bottom line is that. Just like women, like my dad, rest in heaven, has a lot of similarities to my husband. They'll both tell me no. It's like my powers are immune on their asses, but I still get what I want, but it's just like, no. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so Hannah is doing a speed run like Huda. Yeah, it was very, I mean, if you have my TikTok, go to my TikTok. I played 10 minutes of the whole thing where you can see it from like, so there's context right before and right after. And it's kind of like, really, bitch? Really, bitch? Like, so you're just gonna walk up to him and he's a pussy, bald head loser? So weird. So weird. And I'm like, that's not nice, Hannah Banana. Calling people out their name, calling people bitches. Yep. Someone should tell her how this works out. Don't save her. She'll find out the people are going ballistic on her. I mean, so many bananas have slipped and fell off of her page. She's losing followers. People are like, yeah, and calling her out, atting her in the comments. Like, yeah, trying too hard. Yeah, all that. Oh, you love the way I tell a story? Right on. Thank you. The way his leg was shaking, he was like, yeah, we got to figure out something. He was stimming bad. He was like, all his gears were clicking. Yeah, that's where, I'm about to be messy. I'm waiting for Huda's day in court. Isn't that like soon? Isn't it like the 20th or 22nd or something like that? I need her to explain all the receipts against her, right? Well, let her tell him there's a lie. There's a lie, you guys. She never went to that lady's house. Ain't nobody scared of them. Now, 3D needs to complete puberty journey, right? Devonda says, wow, she shouldn't have did this show. She was beloved for crying at the reunion. She was, remember? Yup, Hannah Banana done slipped. And then she says how she got her boyfriend. So I allege that Amaya already knew her boyfriend and then circled back to him after she won her 50K. And I allege that, who were we just talking about? The other one, Hannah, also knew her boyfriend before and circled back. That's what, yeah, because that is the situation. They both tell stories about how their current boyfriends, who she started dating right after Brian allegedly broke her heart for not meeting at her dad, Papa Papaya, or was it for sleeping with her and then telling her things weren't working out? Or was it because his communication was lacking and he was out at the club getting paid to party? See, that's why Nick can make it because he doesn't have no ball and chain nagging his ass, talking about, why are you out making money? Why are you out doing your thing? You need to be home with me, up under me. I love how Landria is so secure in herself that Nick goes and does him and she can trust him completely. And you know what I'm saying? Hasn't Nick poured alcohol in people's mouth before? Has that I'm pretty sure that happened at one of his Frico Nico sets, and we don't even have an issue, because what's to have an issue of? This one made a whole issue because her man was trying to go get extra money because he split 100K with her ass. She a selfish one. She's selfish. Crying. That's what a lot of people are agreeing, Devonda. that not only did they like Hannah before she did this little thing, that, maybe people who end on top shouldn't go back. Because the same thing happened at Bella. Not Belle Dasha, but Belle from Love Island All Stars. Allegedly, she was a favorite when she left her season. Allegedly. And she came back and showed her entire ass, and they were like, bitch, this shit stink. Put your pants back on. Put your pants back on, Belle. So now she's been getting a lot of backlash, having to do a lot of cleanup and her mentals and all this stuff. But she left a favorite and then tried her luck again and took it too far. And I feel like Hannah's going down the same road. She's going down the same road. You're doing too much, and now it already taped. You can't even back up now. Severe tire damage. It's already done. You can't even back up. The whole thing is in the can, as the people say in Hollywood. That means it's a wrap. It's over. Okay? Clipped. Okay? Mm-mm. Too bad it wasn't like live, where she showed her ass this Wednesday, gets feedback, and by next Wednesday, she can realign her fucking chakras and get back to Hannah Banana. You know? Yeah. She was tipsy, was she? They didn't really show the people drinking like that, you guys. On the episode, they met at a bar, they did, but they didn't really show them like getting plied with alcohol to the degree where she should have been inebriated. And that's what we were saying about her speech, is that it seemed like she had some type of, I don't know, like something going on in her tongue or something. Like she said, so you're just a pussy. You're just a pussy. You're just gonna be a pussy and not come say hi to us. When they all literally, as soon as he walked in, were like, why is he here? And turn their back to their door. Turn the back to their door so that if he did come say hi, he was gonna have to like make it known and get their attention and go all through that just to get cussed out, bitch. Really? So your suggestion, Hannah Banana, is that a man who knows his name is being besmirched about the ton is supposed to then walk into the ball and immediately descend upon the dames who are said to be besmirching his name. Even Lady Whistledown wouldn't suggest that shit. I think he did the right thing. He went to the man and he tried to shake TJ's hand because, unbeknownst to him, there's lies being poured out of this lady's mouth. With the few details she does give, are about what he said about TJ getting a BJ. I didn't make that up. TJ getting a BJ was part of the story in the episode, you guys. Allegedly, Pepe said that TJ got a BJ from Grayson. Okay, let's play a different game of telephone. Okay, or the same exact game of telephone, because Pepe said, allegedly, that TJ got a BJ from Grayson, and he told that to Iris, who might have laughed at it that day, but as soon as she got back with TJ, it's a problem. I can't believe he said that. Well, is that the reason you left him? Would have been my question. Uh, a drunk man speaks a sober mind. I don't know if Confucius say that shit or whoever, but that's wise shit. A drunk man speaks a sober mind. Uh-huh. It shows that they're clout chasing fame instead of getting management and signed up with an agency. Exactly. You know who did recently just get signed? I mentioned it before. I think I mentioned it on Friday's live. Is Brian just got signed to Gersh. And you know who went to Gersh is Amanda, who was the manager for Olandria, which I don't know how that relationship is going to continue to work, because I believe Olandria signed to whatever that was for management. I don't know if she went to Gersh also. That didn't get announced. But what did get announced is that Brian, 9 months out of the villa, just got signed with Gersh, which is a top tier agency. They have poor work effort, right? At this point, these people are who they are, right, Popper? You would think coming off Love Island, you would be mindful of your brand. Fumble the bag. Thank you, Devonda. These people are stuck on stupid. Exactly. TJ was a clown. TJ was a clown. Iris, when they broke up. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Brian understands the assignment. He is understanding the assignment very, very well. And yeah, so anything else happened? Oh, Beldasha, she came through. You know, she didn't get to meet a lot of the people. And so she was there being sweet to Pepe. She was very nice to Pepe. And but did let it be known that she's on the side of the girls. Like she has to stick it out with the girls because it's still girl island to all of them. And that must be also the same reasoning behind why everybody is just believing Iris instead of asking for proof, timeline, and receipts. She's like, oh, he did me dirty. They're not even like, really, bitch? What happened? Tell me, put a one in the chat. If you yourself, as a friend, if your girlfriend comes to you and says, oh, so and so did me dirty, I'm not fucking with him. Isn't your first, what's the first thing you're going to say? Put it in the chat. I don't even want to lead you. What's the first thing that you're going to say? Anybody put it? I mean, a lot of them didn't need Love Island. They were influencers before they came on the show. That girl's girl mess is pick me behavior designed to hold no woman accountable for their actions against another woman. That is true, Devonda. Shade said, what happened? Yep. Piper said, what did he do? Exactly. Exactly. And that's the entire thing that's missing from the story that I've been telling you. If you noticed, I haven't said that any of these bitches who Iris is trying to get on her side of the story, who she's running around LA telling, Pepe did me dirty. Pepe did me dirty. He's not the person who he was on the island. He's deceitful. He lies. Nobody's saying, not one person. Hannah didn't say, at least they didn't show us Hannah say, really, what happened? She immediately starts saying, well, you know, he's a liar. She tells Amaya. Amaya doesn't say, what happened? Amaya immediately says, well, you know, he lies. Like they already know. And if they all already know, then that means you pre-plotted this shit and then brought it to this show because you already know what you were about to get up here and tell on this man. So that proves even further the malicious intent of this shit because they don't even ask the question on camera. The same place where they're besmirching Pepe's name. It's crazy that they're getting away with this. This is crazy. Especially given the history of Love Island, specifically with the unalivings of selves. that has happened because of not only the online bullying, but well, I don't know if that's the only reason. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this targeting and triangulation that's happening on the show will, in fact, to their crazy fan base, get Pepe a lot of hate, which could end up in his DMs or someplace where he could have access to it, where it could ultimately affect his mental health. So I think this is really fucked up. And for production to even run with it without saying, "You on your way, Daddy?" Okay. I love you. Breakfast. Okay. Mm.
Yeah, they're eating their scrambled.
Okay, Daddy. See you shortly.
Scrambled. Okay.
Okay, peace. Okay, please do. I get his kisses and I forget what I'm talking about, you guys. What was I even saying? Oh my God, Devonda. I started this whole live talking about that specific thing. Just the WYTE women. It's almost like a specificity amongst this, as like a certain type of toxicity, you know? I don't know. Bye, Piper. Thanks for coming through. Yes, make it a great day. Yeah, let us be those Black people doing all this evil, evil stuff. I mean, all Olandria said was, "You kiss Chris" or something. And she was a mean hater as far as the people were concerned towards Huda, remember? He said in the show that it was funny that all three of his exes were in one place, and Clark said that they were all dressed in black like it was a funeral of the ego, hopefully. And Pepe was like, yeah, and that they're all blondes. Because is that his normal type? I don't know. I think Pepe likes dogs at this point. Him and Rex, 4L. Didn't they find out an old picture of one of Pepe's girlfriends and she was black? Or is that an urban legend? You heard that urban legend too? You would need to see a picture. Doesn't matter if he was black, he's still going to mess with those spicy whites. Spicy whites. Yeah. So anything else happen? Oh, Taylor, it seems like Clark doesn't want to keep being a caretaker and wants to move to LA because she realizes that, there's a window of opportunity that she's been missing out on shoveling horse manure from one side of the barn to the other and taking care of Taylor. And they replayed the accident that happened to him. You guys, that was horrible what happened to him. That was horrible. I was willing to let that be his karma for how he treated Olandria. As long as moving forward he keeps it cute. And so far he has. Um, yeah. And plus looking at Clark in their package about her being on the farm and being in the barn, can't have the heels on, talking about how it smells like horse poop all the time, always having to go see him because he's in school. And yeah, it doesn't sound like she's like, maybe the glamour is weared off. But watching it, we had to give a round of applause to Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Most High. Because watching her do all that menial shit in the barn and trying to picture Olandria having what she thought she wanted was a farm life. Remember, she told Taylor that she was talking about that farm life, and but then he started talking about how soon you got to get up, and she was like, that early every day, and then you just do it again. Remember that conversation? She funny. Um, we had to just give a round of praise, thanks, clapping, because that could have been Olandria. We would have never had a purse. We would have never had a Barbie moment. We would have never had Ocella. We would have never had a Nyx combo. We would have never had the VMAs. We would have never had so many wonderful experiences with Olandria and the Van Carthen effect. You know what I'm saying? The whole Nicolandria Van Carthen vibe that we are as a fan base with them would have never even fucking happened, you guys, if he didn't pick his nose and then pick Clark. I mean, you know why I say pick nose? Because, have you guys seen the clip of him picking his nose and wiping a booger on her? Yep, there's a clip. She was in live one day. He was walking by and farting in her face. I'm talking about Taylor now. Taylor does this to Clark, walking by on her live, farting in her face. Isn't that just nasty? But he has that kid feeling. That's what kids do. They play bodily fluid games. Who wants that shit? I do not play the booger game, motherfucker. You keep that over there. We will fight. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Why was that funny? How is that funny? Yeah, it's like their whole relationship is a humiliation ritual. The whole thing. A humiliation ritual. Okay. But yeah, I don't think that she's really as into it as she was at one time. So he is having to come to grips with, like, she wants to move to LA. She finally let it be known. And she's saying that, long-term goal with Taylor is he finishes school and they're not in Arkansas or Oklahoma, that they both move someplace else. And Iris is trying to get him to move to LA, talking about, oh, there'll be so many opportunities here for you. And Clark is like, oh, I love that word. Weirdo. Yeah. So, and somebody pointed out, well, Clark, it's great that you want that, but people kind of been asking you for your makeup and skin routine for 9 months and you haven't even made a video yet. But she's saying that that's the kind of life that she wants, you know? So, but we all say stuff. I get it. I get it. Well, Clark might move to in with confusion. They might, huh? The C3, that's what they're calling them. 404 confused and Clark confused, canceled, and clingy. I love it. They sound like the new um what are the little elves in Snow White? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That is funny. That I love, you guys. That's from now on when I say that, you guys can thank Shade. 3 C's indeed. Confused is Shelly, canceled is Sierra, and clingy is Clark, obviously. You find it funny that confusing is chummy with Clark, who isn't a threat, okay? Yeah, well, I don't think that what's her name? Confusion wants Taylor like that. If Confusion wanted Taylor at all, then Clark wouldn't be her friend. Oh, another person on YouTube said it. Well, I love them. I love them. That is hilarious. Very emotionally immature. Stuck and never made it out of puberty. It reminds you of a 17-year-old stuck. Yeah. Yeah, he was pushing her and threatening to take bags back. Yeah, he's a little boy. It's really sad, actually. But I don't know. Everybody has a love language. Maybe hers is poots and boogers. Who knows? I don't want that shit. Is that one of the 4 love languages, poots and boogers? Does that go under physical touch or gifts of affection? What is it? Does it double? Does it double? Male centered women. Okay. So at Coachella this weekend, they were all kicking it. Confusion, canceled, and clingy were all kicking it. And see, that canceled was all too happy to post it. Confusion didn't post it till a little later. Clingy posted some of it too. But canceled was the first one to post some shit. And Adriana is even fucking with them. So I was like, now instead of C3, they're caca. Because Amaya and Adriana are in on it. So it's caca. Get it? CACCA, caca. And it's all just shit. Anyway, I just made that up. But they do all seem to be in a good little bubble. And it could be because of the show. But the way they were kicking it at Coachella, it seemed very, very like, is somebody trying to do a spinoff? Is another podcaster gonna make a YouTube series or something instead of Unwell? What would the name of it be called with C3 on there, you guys? A YouTube series with C3. Quick, quick. Somebody tell me that, the name and the premise. And then we'll see what we can do. Let's see. Canceled, got recanceled this weekend. Did you hear the little kerfuffle? about why cancel got canceled? Well, she has a penchant for using racial slurs as adjectives to, as like a descriptive word, right? And she got canceled the first time she got tapped on the shoulder in the villa was because she used the racial slur, Asian racial slur, as an adjective to describe her makeup. And she said it gave her CHINKY eyes. And had also written it, but she also said it. But as it turned out, somebody had mentioned it to her before about how you shouldn't say that. But then she did it again. So it was kind of like, yeah, you got to go, bitch. So now I bet she'll never say that again. But at Coachella, she was doing her get ready with me's, which, by the way, the GRWM that you see under videos of people getting dressed doesn't mean grown woman. It means get ready with me. And she was saying how she was going to wear this belt as a shirt and then wear these fringy pants with all these beads and her hair like this. And she was going for a Pocahontas vibe. And if she would have been watching Housewives circa Kenya Moore getting canceled as a Native American for wearing her regalia for a Halloween costume in that time. Remember when Fallon invited them all over for Halloween and then Fallon back from something, but Kenya had came as Pocahontas that year. And Kenya is straight Native American. Like she got it. She indigenous. She got it. She got it. Honest at that. And they made her do an apology, and Bravo apologized on her behalf, saying that it was racially insensitive. But they didn't say nothing about that when Luann, the Countess, dressed up as Diana Ross in full body dark ass tan and an afro. She didn't have to do nothing. But anyway, the bottom line is that it hasn't been on brand or PC, politically correct, for people to dress up as indigenous natives, as costumes, or, just wear. It's kind of culture vulture. You know what I mean? You're like putting them on as a costume is being a culture vulture. So for her to say that, yeah, just going for with this Pocahontas vibe, oh my gosh, you should go to TikTok if you haven't, and you will find a bevy of hate videos for Sierra, again, from the indigenous Native American community with full on history lessons about what Pocahontas actually had to endure as a young girl. She was like a great young girl who got trafficked by fucking Christopher Columbus, you guys. A young girl gets trafficked, taken from her family, kidnapped, trafficked, and put into child labor. But you're gonna dress up with her. But you want her vibe for your look for that weekend. And so it's just, insensitive at least. So the people were very not having it. And it's just another mishap. Like it's her first weekend out. And she immediately inserts foot here. And here would be her mouth. And it's just kind of like, darn, darn. So we'll see how if she addresses it or anything. But the number of videos about it, I think she might have to address it, you guys. I think she might have to address it. Okay. Just same way Sabrina Carpenter had to address what happened to her at Coachella when one of her fans said, "Yeah!" as a way to celebrate. And Sabrina was like, I don't like it. Who's yodeling? And the person was like, I'm not yodeling. That's my culture. It's like a it's like a happy, like I'm happy to be here. I'm glad. And she's like, well, I don't like it. Insensitive much? Like, so you know how deaf people might do their fingers instead of actually clap? Did you guys know that? That ASL for clapping is sometimes like your fingers up, kind of doing a dance kind of thing. Because people can't hear you clap, but if they see that motion, then that's a clap. And like you don't like it, stop it. Stop being you for my comfort. Ah, it sounds about white. That's too bad. But let's see. Anything else happen? Oh, well, I thought it was cute when Chris spoke on his crush on Coco and then texted her to go out for a drink. And then their little vibe on their date. I like that. And then you guys, so you know how we've been saying that we thought that maybe Jer Bear and Andriana were like playing the public and we're really into each other and we're gonna announce it on the show and all of that stuff, and that this whole best friend thing is a fake and there's energy there and da 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 da. You guys, have you guys heard that before? Um, because in episode 2, they were having Friendsgiving, and Adriana was telling them that she straight up told him that she likes Jer Bear. She likes him. He's hot. He's nice. She likes him. She would like to get to know him. And she even said, but he keeps calling me his friend. But, you know, I like him. So then she gets talked into texting him by, was it Hannah? I think it was Spitta and Karen Becky Sue talked her into texting him and saying, why don't we meet for drinks, best friend? Just you and me, with a smiley face. And Jeremy Bear was at a photo shoot and Chris came to visit. And Jer Bear gets the text while they're there. And he mentioned it to Chris. And he's like, yeah, he's like, look, I just got this text from Adriana and she wants to meet for a drink. He's like, and Chris is like, yeah, you should go for it, dude. You should go for it. Like, yeah, va va voom, right? And Jer Bear's like, yeah, I know. I don't want her to get the wrong idea. You know, he's like, she calls me best friend because that's what I consider her, my friend. And I don't want her to get the wrong idea. You guys. I was like, oh my gosh, drama. So then he ends up texting back that he can't. He's out of town for a week and they'll talk later. So now he shows up at Friendsgiving and comes in with paper towels, which seems to annoy Andriana so bad that he would only bring paper towels to a Friendsgiving potluck. But also, you didn't even really talk to me. You're not even really looking at me. And oh shit, I think I messed it up. I think he thinks I like him. And we're like, you just said you did, lady. You guys, it's a lot. So that's all that energy we see in their lives. I be posting you guys little clips of them in lives, and she just seems kind of like she literally seems a little butthurt and slighted by him and pouty with him. And I think it's because he's not reciprocating her feelings. Yep. Yeah, jazz hands, Mia. Read a book. Nick and Olandria have their degrees. She thought she was a Disney princess. Not aware of the story at all. She's a bigot. She only knows the Disney version, I see. First, the Asian community dragged her off the show. Now she pissed off the Native American people. Exactly. Yes. She doesn't know history. Sierra does not know who she is. I totally caught that. She's not very bright. Oh boy. She's so tone deaf. Girl, no. Yep, she did. Again with the jade necklace. Yes. Yes, we're gonna get it. We should, and I'm wondering when is she's gonna have to reply. Because if she doesn't, I don't know. I don't know. There's no way she doesn't know that all this discourse and think tanks are happening. Isn't that what they call them? But yes. PPG imposters using black women to make the comeback. Yes. Oh my gosh. All yes. Okay, she is. Um she is definitely using all these, well, they're together, they're all women of color. I mean, her last name is Ortega. But you do get a choice when you click the box. Like you can say black, Latina, white Latina. There's a lot of Latinas when it comes to box checking. I think we just need to get rid of the fucking boxes, actually. S- Um, but it'll still be obvious when you're using black women for a come up if you take a picture. Yes. She's just like racially insensitive. Or maybe she's used to, you know, being kind of like that with her friends or something and forgets herself or something. But doesn't she like literally like do digital content creation as a business, like a literal business? It just seems like there would be a better filter, especially after the whole CHINKY thing. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, no worries sometimes, Georgia. Jeremiah grew up with sisters. He is a girl's girl. Yep. Yeah, that totally happened. Totally freaking happened. DC NFL had to change the name of their football team years ago from Redskins. Yeah, but yeah, and you saw 45 was just said, didn't he say something about how he was gonna do something to the team that did that if they don't change it back because they were bullied into changing the name from that? Crazy man. Yeah, just because you're raised by bigots, you know, doesn't mean you have to stay a bigot, especially because you already got in trouble for being a bigot. You already got in trouble for that, babe. There's like literally a list of words you should never invoke again. Literally. Just to be on the safe side. Because somebody might take it like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for freedom of speech, though. So you could also just say what the fuck you say and then get what the fuck you get. But don't come crying to me and trying to reintroduce yourself and move on again. Or do, because that's what erasers are for. Just erase it and try again, move on. That's what life is for. I mean, the journey is not straight and perfect for a reason, but at some point, you got to stop touching the electric fence, Larja. Okay, so we're going to take a side quest, story time. So we moved into this neighborhood and here in California, because the controlled burns can go very, very, very wrong um, with brush, especially if those Santa Ana winds are kicking. They now have goats and that come to neighborhoods, be on the side of freeways, wherever there's, you know, hay grass, they'll bring a herd of goats and just let them eat the hay down to the thing instead of try to mow it or anything. And these goats will come to like different areas and eat the grass. And I'm like, wow, nature is so beautiful. So me and my sons were walking around our neighborhood and I was like, we're specifically going to see these goats, boys. Come on, let's go. Ride our bikes over there. And beautiful sunny day. We love a good blue sky. Ooh, there ain't nothing better for my family than a good blue sky and being out together. So we hit the corners. We end up over to the place. There's like this little like, you know, where the water could fill up if there was ever a flood in your area. But right now it's hay because it hasn't rained in a long time. But when it does rain a little bit, it turns into like this little picturesque, like almost like valley looking thing because it has that little dip for the water to get in anyway. And on either side is a cement tube. You know what I'm talking about. So we're over there and we get off our bikes and we walk up to this fence. And the goats are coming up, looking through the fence. And, you know, you touching the goats, their eyes are so weird. Oh my God. Their fucking eyes are so weird to me. Those freaking side slit pupil things. But they're fascinating. I love goats. And plus I'm a Capricorn. So I'm like, brother, sister, family, hello. So glad to see you. Bah, bah. Literally, I be bad when I see my people or my species, right? My sign rather. Because I'm not really interspecies. I'm intergalactic, bitches. But anyway, hey babe. Oh yeah, turn that on and get them out, and I'll make sure you get some of what you like. So yeah, so we go over there. I'm telling them the goat stories I read on how when we went over to get the goats and what happened to mommy. You heard him? Come tell the people. Come tell the people. Come, come here, so they can see. I was getting ready to tell you the story, but I'm gonna let him get to the punchline.
So like we were at the park and we were on a walk. We were walking the dog, I think.
No, we went to go see the goats, and then we went over to them, and then what happened?
And then you touched the electric fence and you got shocked.
But then what happened again? I did it again. I was like, what was that feeling? It was so strange, you guys. I got electrocuted, is what Son thinks. Well, what happened? So, how they keep these goats in is this it doesn't look like it's an electric fence, but literally, when I really think about it in retrospect, I'm like, what fence looks electric, right? No fucking fence, Leah. So, but after the first time, you got a feeling in your hand that sent shivers down your spine and hurt your hand, had you scream and jump. And you're like, what's that? And you touched it again. I'm like, am I mixed with Bart Simpson? Remember that commercial when Bart Simpson first came out and he was doing Butterfinger commercials? And he would keep trying to get the Butterfinger, but it was attached to an electric thing. And he would just keep trying and trying and trying. Was it Bart or Homer who was doing that? Anyway, one of the Simpsons just was not getting the fucking message. And so here I am out with my son, specifically go see these goats, being scared by the eyes and everything. Petting the goats, touching the fence, getting electrocuted, and touched it 2 more times. So 3 times total before my oldest son was like, Mom, it's electric. Oh my God. So the moral of the story is sometimes in life you just don't get it the first time. So like canceled. Should she really be canceled just because she's now electrocuted herself for a second time? Or should we give her a third opportunity? I say give that bitch a third opportunity. My sons even gave me a third opportunity. Okay? And that's just to say that we not all perfect, okay? There's no perfect path. I keep saying it. But yeah, she does need to go back to class and really like maybe somebody can get on this. Hold a cultural appropriation workshop, 5-day challenge where people can pay, racist ass, bigoty ass people can pay $99 and you too can no longer be a racist ass bigot leaning person. Come to this 5-day challenge. Well, you'll learn what is cultural appropriation, what to and not to use as an adjective, among other things, what not to say in a room full of Black people, what not to say in a room full of Chinese people, what not to say in a room full of white people, what not to say in a room full of Indians, what not to say, among other things. You could have a whole workshop on that shit. 7 days, every day do a different part of how not to be a biggity ass racist. And then specifically, you could market your company to reality show contestants so that when you go on the air, you won't show your complete ass like so and so from season so and what, episode who. And you won't have to have the drop in followers, subscribers, or engagement like so and so, whose it was when. Don't you guys think that would be very useful? Biggity asses. Don't be a fucking bigot. Just stop, says the bigot. Where are my glasses? What these comments said. Um, she should know better. She was raised by bigots. Yep. Boogie Woogie. 404 needs to take that racial sensitivity class Camila Cabello took. Yeah. So I didn't know there really was. So there's already a racial sensitivity class for influencers and rock stars. Because I know at your corporate 9 to 5s, there's definitely a training, mandatory training for the people. You don't like Andriana? She's not mature and a little petty. Yeah, and she like, I don't think this experience has treated her the way she's used to being treated. Let me say that. Like, she's used to being picked. She's used to people fawning over her in certain environments. And but in this environment, I don't see that fawning happening, specifically from the males in this group. Like she's gorgeous to look at, but for some reason, Pepe didn't want none, Elon didn't want none, Brian didn't want none, Chris didn't want none, Jeremiah don't want none. Taylor thought it was cute but never tried to hit it. TJ don't want none. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like she might feel out of sorts because of that. And like even going out on a limb and texting a guy and being like, let's meet for drinks, just the two of us. Like, what guy do you know with hot blood that wouldn't jump on that? You know what I'm saying? Jer Bear. Because he already saw the writing on the wall. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Plus, sometimes you can do a nicolandria and go from friends to lovers to partners in life. And other times, that transition doesn't happen in a way where you're able to retain, maintain, or entertain any type of relationship following the breakup. You know? Not saying like you have to go back to that person, but just even being able to be civil around them in a setting, the way these people are trying to do on this show, can get ruined when you introduce X, right? Because feelings, bitterness, betrayal, all that stuff. So I can see in this specific friend group how Jer Bear does not want to entertain Andriana because it would ultimately ruin his dynamic in this friend group. And he's more thoughtful than West. And what's that girl's name? Amanda. Because Amanda and Wes were like, fuck the friend group and blew up the whole camping spot. People have to pick sides. What's next summer going to be like? Like they were just very selfish with what they decided to do on that summer house show, which is a big scandal right now, where Wes was the ex-boyfriend of Sierra, this beautiful girl whose best friend on the show was this girl named Amanda, whose husband treated her however. And so she ends up sleeping with his friend, her best friend's ex. And now they're in a full on relationship and have been for some time. Unbeknownst to said best friend, who's been continuing to cry to her best friend about this guy who her best friend is now boning. Yep. And everybody's talking about how it needs to get the same treatment as Ariana Madix. But I'm like, it's not the same. It is not the same, people. Ariana Madix was a consensual fluid swapper in the dynamics of the scandal. Whereas Sierra is not a fluid swapper and never at no time presented herself as a thought of any type and handled her body and her box with the utmost care, only to get talked out of it by Wes with his quirky looking ass, who I'm with Cynthia motherfucking Cheekbones Bailey. She was on her podcast earlier this week and she's like, so did he used to be cute? Like, what happened? Like, why is Sierra crying over this dude who isn't even all that in a bag of chips? Like, you know, that old commercial used to be like, where's the beef? It's like, where's his chips? He doesn't even have swag like that, you know? Very, very interesting. So, but Andy Cohen recently said that Sierra is like the most beautiful woman on Bravo right now, as far as he's concerned. And how could Wes ever make such a stupid decision? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, she's not mature and a little petty. Very petty. Very petty. She seems like one of those pretty girls. Remember, there was some cartoon that I watched growing up where there was a really pretty girl. Was it Esmeralda? And she was a pretty girl, but she was mean. And all the parents thought that she was nice and cute. And she would hit them with the baby eyes and a dimple. And then as soon as they left, she would like torture all the other kids. You know who I'm talking about? That's kind of what Andriana reminds me of, where she is really pretty and people think, oh, because she's pretty, she doesn't bite. But she probably bites. Yeah. Yeah. She could have said boho hippie, even 70s chic. Yes. Cher. She could have even said Cher. Remember Sonny and Cher? Cher used to wear all of that kind of stuff. Remember? She could have said, oh, she had to go where bigots go. What'd you say, Camilla? Cabello just learned to hide it better. Yeah. You think you should teach it, Curves? I already have the commercial ready. Yeah, it might be my calling. Who knows? I mean, I did just come up with a whole idea. I'm great at ideas. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know that I'll execute that for real, though, people. Um, but if you want to loop me in on details, then I can help in that way as a consultant. Yeah. Um, Vapid. She's vapid. Yep, Mellows. She could have. I don't know why Sierra even gave Wes a chance. He's not attractive. Exactly, Tina. He's not. He looks like meth waiting to happen. How about that? He looks like meth waiting to happen. Did I say that? I think I said that. Do you get what I mean, though? I hope you get what I mean. When I say that man looks like meth waiting to happen. You get it, right? Anyhow, let's see. Um, hey, Mamere. I love you. I miss you. How's everything? It's Thursday, so I don't think that Krista was live today, was she? You absolutely get it. Yep, you're right. He is. Yep. Get it? I see. I'm not even trying to be a bigot with that, but it's just like a weird description I thought of saying for one of the latest pictures and interactions I saw them in the season finale of Summer House. I was like, did that bitch really just say, look at my butt when I walk away? Did that bitch just really say that out loud with her friend right here in front of his other little friend? So that's how I knew they were already screwing in that scene. Because why was she so pressed who he was kicking it with? Oh, can I come for a cuddle? Look at my butt when I walk away. And then she was mad. I think she just likes attention. She might be insecure, you guys, Amanda. Because didn't that other guy have to check her for saying stuff to his girl? And her thing was, he wanted to fuck me in Italy. He just wanted to fuck me. So yeah, that was, but now he has somebody that he is doing that with, and it's not you. So why are you being like this? She's weird. She's weird. I don't know what kind of vibe she gives off IRL, but she must give off some kind of vibe, allegedly in my opinion, that either comes off as she would do that because people I don't even get tried like that. You know how sometimes you'll be in a situation and you don't even get tried like that because you're not given no energy to even don't even you can't even come talk to me. I didn't give you no eyes, no movement, no nothing like that you would think that coming over here and pushing up on me is something that is going to end well for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so does she give off a vibe that that would be acceptable, tolerated, or otherwise an option? I don't know. I don't know. You let me too. Yeah, she goes live tomorrow. She does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, we be going live. I went live with her last week. We were talking about something because I kind of tapped into the Sierra. You know, I don't even summer house like that, my mayor. But I love Sierra. But I always wondered what she saw in this West guy. And somebody said, oh, because he was funny. And I get it. Sometimes, awkward looking funny guys are it, but he doesn't seem I haven't seen funny from him at all. Like he doesn't give funny at all to me. Like he hasn't said nothing that I was like, haha. But then again, I don't watch, so maybe I missed something. And he like just has your guys' side splitting with his wit. Amanda insecure, you think? Confident women don't go for the sloppy seconds of their friends unless they want to be them. Amanda is so envious of Sierra, it's palatable. Okay, on that, somebody said that the reason Amanda is doing this is because her husband always took up for Sierra, her best friend. And so she not only is getting back at Sierra, but she's simultaneously trying to make Kyle upset and give a fuck and want him to come to her defense the way that Kyle has come to and counsels Sierra in the past. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm like, that's a lot. I can see her doing it to get back at Sierra because Sierra does seem to get the sympathy of Kyle when Amanda's sitting there being a bump on a log, not even trying to pass her friend a tissue. When everybody gets past the tissue when they're crying, not from Amanda. I peeped that in that. I actually think Amanda and Wes have been screwing around since the reunion when Sierra was in silver and Amanda was in white, and Amanda was sitting next to West on the couch across, and she was crying about, how like she just doesn't share her body like that, and like, you know, I think they've been doing it ever since then. I certainly do. And I already told you I don't watch the show. I've never watched a complete season, but I've been doing 3 things on Tuesdays. And that's one of the things I do believe and know is that they've been screwing for a mighty long time. Mighty, mighty. Yes, indeedy. Nope, he's not funny at all. You've watched the seasons. Thank you, Tina. Again, a confident woman would not be threatened by her husband showing compassion to another woman, right? When compassion is due. Exactly. Like, why are you in competition for compassion? That's a really low vibrational bitch. You're in competition for compassion? I don't know. Oh. So you would go screw one of his friends. Didn't Kyle get Wes on the show or something? So I bring you on the show and you take my wife. And then, but Kyle's weird. This is some old Jerry Springer shit, you guys. Because first interview, Kyle got on it. He was like, well, I just want Amanda to be happy. And they're not even all the way divorced. And she's screwing your friend. And you're just like, oh, be happy. I was kind of hoping that if Kyle has his shit together enough, I don't know. I think Kyle is cuter than Wes. Amanda can have Wes. I don't know if Sierra and Kyle get on like that, but Kyle has definitely represented to be a better human towards Sierra than Wes ever has. Wes only ever saw her as something to conquer. Like she said no, he was down for the chase. He got what he wanted. He moved on, which by the way, oh, I hope that didn't ruin things. Can you still hear me? I gotta go in 5 minutes. Can you still hear me? Sorry. Amanda's pathetic, in your opinion, definitely. Oh, I don't think you guys can hear me. You're not saying nothing. Uh-oh. Let me see. Sorry, you guys. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. So, yeah, Amanda is. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. But Sierra has a lot of accountability in this shit too. For one, Wes is not all that. For two, you already knew he wasn't all that, personality wise and everything. And for three, I bet something in you already had told you not to lay down with that dog, or else you were going to get some fleas. And instead of listen to that, you let that white boy talk you out of your panties. And I think there should be a law on the books about getting talked out of your panties, because her answer was no, but all the talking he did, the answer became yes, only for it to only be the real reason she said no, which was because I want to be in a relationship. And if we're not, then I don't want to do it. So then he said, okay, we're in a relationship, hit it. And then he broke up with her. And the time frame was such, there'll have to be a time frame involved. Like if you break up with that person before 6 months, if you break up with the person who says that they didn't want to fuck you unless they were in a committed relationship, so then you go there with them. If you break up with that person in anything less than 3 months is good. 3 months is good for a boneyard. Yeah. So if you break it off with that person for a non-valid reason in under 3 months, then I feel like the girl should have the right to sue your ass for a form of sexual assault, for you talking her out of her first mind, which was to not increase her body count, soul tie, or anything else. But because you promised her what she did, that's a form of coercion to get her to do that under false pretenses when all you're going to do is leave her in 2 weeks, which is what it sounds like Wes did to her. I really think that should be a form of sexual assault, and they need to add it to the books. The way that they amended the books to include revenge porn and cyber stuff and images and digital stuff, I really think that they should entertain adding that as a protection layer, just like if you get a girl pregnant in some state, child support starts as soon as pregnancy is known. That would curb a whole lot of people pulling rubbers off mid pump. That would curb a lot of unplanned, unwanted pregnancies if you held these peen pumpers responsible for their loads. A lot of responsibility. I don't know why everything always got to fall on the women, but these peens need to be responsible too. You're not just going around putting nutter butter everywhere without repercussions and consequences, sir. If you're not with me at least 3 months, because 3 months is long enough time for you to get to see if it was really what you thought anyway, without taking up too much more of your time. So she got a monogamous relationship for 3 months, and you guys got to experience a connection. If it doesn't work, then move on. But if the answer was no, unless XYZ, you perform XYZ, and then undo XYZ within a month even. Okay, we can even shorten it to a month, because after 4 weeks of kicking it with a fool, you'll be like, oh, hell no. So maybe a month, because 3 months that's kind of long. That's like, to some people, 3 months is a long-term relationship. I get it. Um, but I just had a lot of ground turkey. Um, what do you guys think? I think I'm crazy. And I don't even have daughters. I'm just talking as a woman who got talked out of her panties in her younger days and left feeling hella like, well, how'd that happen? Like I had said it was this and then it was this, like, and left wondering how the fuck did that happen? Like I made it clear, you know? Yep, getting talked out of your panties is a form of grape. It's because you had a verbal contract. You literally engaged in a verbal contract to engage in consensual whatever, only for you to have broken the contract. I'm crazy. I am crazy. I'm crazy. I know. Angelica, yes, that's the little evil. You gotta shake it. That's the little evil cartoon girl, like the Rugrats cartoon style, right? Angelica. Yes. I don't know. That might be too far. No, is that real cinnamon? Because there was pumpkin spice up there. Make sure it's not pumpkin spice. I already put cinnamon on it. Shake it. That's what brown is. Up and down, baby. Yeah. I feel like I'm standing like Gandhi. Yeah. I made the boys some wonton cookies. You ever take wontons and just fry them and put powdered sugar and cinnamon on them? That's what we did. Um, I think a lot. I think for that to hold up in court, there would need to be some kind of written contract. But actually, now that I think of it, contracts surrounding actual partnership isn't a bad idea, right? It's not. It's not. It is not at all. Because I think it protects the men and the women. Like, what about those ladies who like wrap their legs around and hold them inside right at that moment? And then they end up pregnant that way. And then they put the guy on the line for the child support. Like, you could put that in the contract too, that if she did that, then they've been XYZ or something like that, or that it wasn't allowed. There's a whole lot of vice versas and different ways for it to work for both sexes. But I just feel like, you know, this isn't a game, like trying to find out how many ladies who said no you can get to say yes. That shouldn't be like, that's not sport. I don't feel like playing with people like that should be a sport, you know? In real life. But on Love Island games, obviously, they have no problem doing this as a sport. But also, isn't that kind of false pretenses, guys? That you go on a show to find love, but it's a game. It's literally a game show. So are you there for games or are you there for love? Because I don't want my love to have no games. Can you hand me a water, baby? Out the Yeah, right there. Ugh, thank you. I don't know. So that's just a little rant that I was thinking about. And because I feel for Sierra in that regard, that she got talked out of her panties on a TV show and for entertainment. And all this guy, the only accountability he's done so far that I've seen is just kind of like shrug all of her valid feelings off. And so he's been held to zero account. Like, it just is something that happens. It gets chalked up to, oh, girls get talked out of their panties all day. Ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then plus, I told you the other story about how my son, who you guys just heard say that I got electrocuted, he just turned 13 2 Wednesdays ago. And he's a gravy. I told you guys the story before. You know what a gravy is, right? Not a gray as an alien. No. Gray as in 50 Shades of Gray, the book, the trilogy. Yeah. So I listened to that book and I had it on pre-order. I listened to first I I read the book and then I listened to the series because I had got the paper book first. So then by the time the audible version of the book came out, I had already engaged in, the hard copy. But listening to it was a whole other vibe. But when we first got the audiobook, as a reader, there was a whole petition started because the voice of the reader on Audible sounded like she was like a 12-year-old Becky. And we were like, come on now, this is like listening to kitty porn or some shit because she just sounded so young, it was inappropriate for the story. Anybody who knows 50 Shades of Grey knows that it's like very like triple X, right? So the book is about SMBD, subs and DOMs and red rooms with gag balls and paddles and bondage and do what I say. And it's all like a buildup of foreplay. And anyway. So like I was one of the people that signed the petition for the voice of the book to be different because I wouldn't have been able to enjoy the book with this little girl's voice on there the whole time. So anyway, they did something digitally and altered her voice and made it palatable to be able to listen to all three books. So I had already read the first book. Then they came out on Audible. By the second time I was listening to the second book, I was pregnant with my second son. I go to the gynecologist, OBGYN. The lady says, "Welcome to the club." I said, "What club?" She said, "The geriatric pregnancy club," because I was 44 when it happened. And I was like, "Geriatric pregnancy club? Great." And the lady was like, "Oh, well, were you and your husband planning this baby?" And I told her the story about how I was listening. First, I read 50 Shades of Grey, then I was listening to 50 Shades of Grey, and listening to it. I would go home and do the things in the book with my husband. We would do the different things, and I would be inspired, let's say, right? And so let's say there was a lot of duct tape that year, a lot of duct tape involved. Okay. And did you know you can get printed duct tape from the dollar store? Like, and it has like leopard print, it could be lime green, it could be lime yellow, it could be black, gold. Like, they have different kinds of duct tapes. Anyway, just in case you need some ideas. So I'm telling the lady, the GY, about how I listened to the book, and by the second listen, second book in the trilogy, I took a pregnancy test and found out that's why I'm here. And she's like, "Oh, you're another Graby. Wow, I'm going to have to listen to that book." I said, "What? Another what?" She said, "A Graby." She said, "Yeah, that's what we call the babies that are being born on the ward right now. A lot of pregnancies are coming in, and they tend to be geriatric, anything over 34 years old. Any uterus over 34 years old is considered geriatric in the medical world. And it's many of her patients and many of her comrades' patients, this is in 2013, were 2012, 2013, um, were women who had similar stories of listening to this 50 Shades of Grey book and engaging with their partners. And so the doctors and nurses had coined the phrase grabies, you guys. Isn't that a crazy story? So I have a gravy. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot why I told that story, but I love that story because it's so crazy. But anyway, you guys, we've been live for some time. I was only planning on coming live for like 2 hours. I think it's been longer than that. And but I appreciate you guys. Beyond the Villa, I'll be back next week. We'll be doing it again. I will be watching it. I'll be able to go back live on TikTok on the 19th because they didn't like me talking about Hannah spitting in her hand. Said it was bullying and harassing. I was literally all I did was repeat the scene that I saw on a show for primetime consumption, and I get banned for repeating the scene. Really? She literally spit in her hand, you guys. Literally. But I always go too far. I always go too far. I think I might have got banned for that last time. No, last time it was because I was saying that Tyreek and Sammy were coming off kind of pimps and hoes with their gameplay, where she goes and gets the money with another guy to bring back to Tyreek to go to Monaco. Yeah, but he said that's not exactly how it happened. But yeah. And then Carrington, what was his name? Kieran. Kieran, ooh, she needs to just really stay quiet because Sammy's been saying stuff and Kieran does not agree. And he has been saying some more stuff back. And then, oh my gosh. So Belle and Harrison broke up after her lies were revealed in that by production. And production came out and said that that never happened, that Scott never went to the dentist and saw any kind of footage, you know? Her and Harrison ended up breaking up. Who was Harrison kicking it with on TikTok this morning? Sean. Sean and Harrison are kicking it. Oh, they need to actually get together and do a live and just drag Belle. That would just be they could do a series called Surviving Belle. Like that I would understand, but Surviving Pepe, Hannah literally was saying that Me and Iris survived the same guy. What does that mean? Survived the same guy? Anyway, you guys, we're going to have to see how this pans out on Beyond the Villains. I mean, Beyond the Villa, season 2, with the season 7 Love Island cast, the people who didn't win, and the people who they're trying to make you imagine won. Anyway, you guys, I'm getting off here. I just keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. I think I'm going to talk till 12:12. It's 12:11 right now. I only have about 30 more seconds. Let's see if I can just talk all the way until 12:12. Thanks again for coming through the Larger Curves. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring my bell so you can get notified next time I upload videos, and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for tapping in, and go out and make it the day you deserve. 12:12.